Hi, this is Joe Davis with GotBaseballCards.com. I'm a lifelong sports card collector and hobby veteran for over 30 years. We are very excited to offer you this channel to provide you the finest in sports card news and entertainment. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome back to Sports Cards with Joe.
And Doug.
And Doug, today we are celebrating a World Series championship.
How beautiful was that?
Absolutely. Congrats to our Atlanta Braves. So proud of you. We are the hometown card store for the Atlanta Braves, so we're so happy for them. And it was so exciting. And chop on Braves. So excited.
What a great game.
Yeah.
What a great game for the Braves. Sad for the Astro fans, but a shutout, home runs.
Galore.
It was exciting.
Everything you want in a World Series. It was great, including a victory for your team. So for us.
Go Braves. That was awesome.
Yeah. So it's been a while, and Doug, we've got a lot of catching up to do to share with our viewers. Some news from PSA. Today, I wanted us to talk about a recent interview that Nat Turner, owner of PSA, just did with Ryan at Card Collector 2. Great interview. Great job, Ryan, and your team there. He was very clear about their long-term goals, but also provided a lot of interesting statistics about the current state of things there.
Yeah, it was very, very informative. I got to know Nat a lot better than I had before because a lot of it wasn't about PSA. It was about his personal collection and other interests that he has. But I found it very important, the information that he gave about PSA. And how many cards they're able to grade and how much they're still continuing to grow was awesome. You guys should watch that YouTube.
Yeah, and we'll be happy to share a link to that for our viewers. But I guess one of the stats that stood out to me is he said they've ramped capacity up to processing about 40,000 cards per day now, which is phenomenal. I'm so happy for them that they've hit that capacity. But he also said that the long-term goal, at least I guess if you can say 1 year's long-term, the short-term goal, by the end of next year, they're hoping to hit 80,000 a day. So, and they are hiring, for those who are frustrated with your wait, understand, he said they're hiring, 10 to 12 people a week right now? I thought we'd hired a lot of new people this year, but they're hiring 10 to 12 per week.
And would hire more, but PSA, a job at PSA is not just like you can be anybody. I mean, you have to be trained, you have to be somewhat skilled. Very difficult. I do not envy his position. He has such demand for his product, and it's limited by his ability to produce it. If he could twinkle his nose and duplicate his production and duplicate his inventory, I'm sure he would do that and drop those prices down, because that's
That's the ultimate question.
Questions that were asked and answered in that video was, when do you think we're going to return to
cheaper,
a lower price point? That gave some. They have a lot of goals. He's not in an enviable position. It really is a tough spot.
So let's talk about that. So for those who do grade with PSA, currently, on their site, their cheapest service is $150 plus grading, shipping, insurance, etc. We handle all of that for customers at $180 or $170 in quantity. But so the cheapest price without all the shipping, insurance, all that is $150.
Right.
And it's been that way a while. Now we're talking, they shut down in March, to their other services. So we're talking 8 months now. And still the cheapest they've gotten down to is that 150 point. So our hope is that we see another price drop by the end of the year. Very hopeful for that. And again, we haven't heard anything definite. This is all speculation, but I'm hoping they can land at like $100 a card. But the thing is, the big question is, let's say they could drop, which would be what they call their regular service back before the shutdown. If they can hit that $100 price point, what kind of volume are they going to take in?
I still think at that price point they'll probably be okay with
inflow and outflow. Yeah.
As he says, they're trying to match those so that they have as many coming in as they have going out. I think $100 is still pretty expensive. and you're not going to grade, again, with the math, the way we talked about it the other day, you're still not going to grade anything that might not be more than $400 value. So I think they can get down to that point a lot quicker. I break out incoming PSA slab shipments every day, and we're still at about that year mark with submissions, and their goal is to knock that down, get rid of all of that,
the
backlog by the end of the year or so. Still, with the math that works out with the 40,000 cards a day that they're able to grade,
not going to happen.
I just don't think it's. No. I don't think it's realistic. But I can appreciate the effort. I really can. I mean, PSA has a tough. They're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot. But his explanations were very honest, and that's one thing that you really do want in a grading card company is that you really like them to be honest. Nobody likes that their cards are taking that long to come back. But I think everybody would really like to see the price point come down.
Yeah.
Just don't know how soon that's going to happen.
And he made it clear that his long-term goal is to return to the older, the lower levels of pricing. Nothing specific. He didn't say anything specific, but some other numbers that stood out to me was he said that during January, February, March of this year, before they had to shut down, they were taking in over 100,000 cards per day with a peak, get this y'all, 660,000 cards in one day. All right, so let's just run that math. Even at the 100,000 number, you're talking 100,000 cards a day for 90 days. That's 9 million cards. So, and Doug, how many cards have we gotten back from lower level services from January, February, and March?
I don't think we've gotten any.
Exactly. So if we're a representative sample, there's a whole lot of cards still there. There are several million still sitting at PSA.
At $40,000,
40,000 cards a day
per day. When you do the math on that, with those 9 million cards, I mean, I can't do that in my head.
You're making up 1,200,000 a month, but that's still
it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. They've definitely increasing production, people, facilities. He's talked about all that, and it's not just something that you can do overnight. So, and I know they've been working on it like crazy since March. But it's still, they're in a tough position with a lot of cards that are out there.
Yeah, I mean, my hope for them and for people who only want to submit there, because I know there are some who are still on the sidelines with their cards, is that let's say they can open up the $100 level, and then let's give them 3 months, and maybe they can balance enough to open up another one. Maybe they hit 75, maybe by the summer they hit 50. I think that's being really aggressive to think that. Really hopeful on our parts, but he has said that that's his long-term goal, is to get back to that lower level pricing. So we will see. We do encourage those who work with us and who want to submit their cards. There are some great alternatives out there. BGS just lowered their we can now offer a $100 price point with BGS without subgrades. SGC, of course, we're still doing a huge volume with SGC at $30 a card for about 2 month turnaround. They have slowed a little bit, but they're still very fast. And then we also have CSG as low as 18 a card, or even cheaper in quantity. So there are multiple options out there with good, solid, reputable companies. But if you're only holding out for PSA, just understand, even by Nat Turner's words, by his explanations, by the numbers game, it's going to be a while before it gets down there.
It is. I have some cards that I've held back. I've had cards that I've submitted also during this time, not with PSA, but with the other grading companies. And honestly, Joe, I feel like all three of the other companies that you mentioned are doing yeoman's work also.
Oh, yeah.
Because those companies are now getting more cards than PSA did before the boom, the craze.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of cards being graded out there. I also pull graded cards. I see sales of PSA cards, CSG cards, SGC, Beckett cards, and depending on the card, Ultra modern cards, there is a pretty big difference in pricing, but some of the vintage cards, I don't see a real big difference in pricing
Correct.
between CSG, SGC, Beckett, and PSA even. It's not those big 20 and 30% gaps in pricing.
Especially on the mid-tier stuff.
Definitely.
Now, I do see a bigger gap because we want to be as transparent and as educational as possible in what we provide. The high end, your 8s, your 9s vintage, I see a bigger gap there, and I see it on vintage commons because people who are building their sets, like they're building a whole 53 set in a PSA 7, they're only going to buy PSA. So the set registry hook, for those who are working on common. So I do see a bigger gap there, but what we move a lot of is those mid-grade Mantles, mid-grade Aarons, mid-grade Clementis, and on that stuff, exactly. We're see a lot of times when we do our research, we'll do comparisons based on a recent PSA sale because that may be the only one in that exact grade, and we'll put it out on eBay at the same price and then take offers, and sometimes they sell for the same or really close. So we're definitely seeing the phrase I've been using is the whole shutdown from PSA and BGS. The longer it goes, the more it's leveling the playing field for the other reputable companies. And so...
Absolutely. 100% agree with that. And I've seen it already. I mean, you're just not going to grade a 2021 Topps Ian Anderson card for 150 or 70 or what, $150. It's just, it's not the right thing to do. But these other companies, they're now competing with their slab against another slab, and you decide what you like the best, what looks best for you.
Yeah, and so I think all of this is indicative of just how hot the graded market is. It's not like things are slowing down. We're seeing more and more new entrants into the market, and who knows, in 6 months or a year or two, we might be sitting here talking about a company we haven't even heard of yet that has made a footprint in the industry and making a difference. We just don't know because a lot of companies are innovating and trying to outpace the other with innovation and new things they can add to the grading picture. So, but I really am appreciative to Nat Turner for being so transparent. He doesn't have to be. And I think when he bought PSA, I wasn't happy, honestly, as a stockholder because I thought the stock was worth a lot more than he got it at. But I can tell you as a dealer for PSA and a long-time submitter, we've been doing it since '98, I think him buying the company was one of the best things could have ever happened. For collectors, it wasn't an entity that's not on site handling and seeing day to day. I laughed at his video interview. He was sitting in a closet. He said at PSA they didn't even have any room for an office, and they're growing so fast. So very excited for what the future holds, both for PSA, for BGS, SGC, and CSG, because all of them are growing, all of them are ramping up, all of them are trying to keep pace with the volume of cards coming in, and that's all very positive, and we're very happy to work with all four of them. And there's a lot of other companies out there. There are reasons that those are the four we choose to work with. And so, and Doug, like you said, you see orders from all of them, you see submissions from all of them coming in, and Eli, I think, told us he processed, he had to pre-screen over 500 cards the other day.
Still, yeah, absolutely. No slowing it down right now, even without PSA taking in their lower grades. So, very excited, still very excited in the hobby. It's great to be here.
Yep. And so, guys, if we can help you with your graded cards, please visit our website at GotBaseballCards.com. We have links for all four of the companies we work with current prices and estimated turnaround times. Again, we are the home of free pre-screening. So we will look at your cards, we will pick out the flaws, we will return those to you at no charge, and you only pay for what you get graded.
Joe, what if somebody is not in the local area and they have cards that they'd like us to either pre-screen or look at? What do you suggest to them?
Well, they can ship them to us, even if it's a large quantity. What we recommend ahead of time is either provide us with an inventory list, or at least if you're not sure of the quality, send us a bunch of scans, and we can at least see pictures ahead of time and say, these aren't even worth. Don't waste your money shipping to us. We try to help any way we can. So we receive hundreds of emails a day, and with questions about grading and cards.
I'd like to say that I would recommend not coming unannounced with a large collection of cards.
You might be waiting.
Yeah, even if they're really old and really nice, please contact us. You guys are unbelievable in responding to emails, Joe. So many people do it, but you do a great job. Send pictures, send details of what you have, because I know I've watched a video of Joe being on a beach somewhere helping someone look at their cards. So you might not have to come to us. We can come to you as well. It all depends on what you have. So just try to give us as much information as you can give to us, so that we can determine the best way to approach it.
Yeah, that's my new marketing approach, that if you have a really great vintage collection and you live on a beach, I will come see you. Yeah, I did get to do that recently for a customer, and he had a great collection, and we're working through his collection for him, and I got to spend.
Well, somebody up in Nashville, Joe, is not on a beach. Now, you're not going to go to Nashville?
I can hang out at Music City. Some of my favorite places
not
are.
Only the beach for Joe. And Joe isn't the only one that goes, too. You might see me come out there.
That's right.
We have a number of very, very talented people that know a lot about cards, and we can help you with your collection.
Yep. So thanks again for watching, everybody, today. Hope this has been helpful to you. Thanks again to Nat Turner for providing that insight into what's going on at PSA. And again, if you need help with any of the grading companies, just let us know. Please subscribe so that you will get notifications whenever our new videos post, as we're always trying to provide great content for you here on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much, everybody. Congrats, Braves. We will see you next time.